Thank you for tuning into the Garage Cast. I'm your host, Arman Hocker. Today's guest is Stephanie Smith, strong woman competitor, active duty military. I don't know how she does it. We're probably going to get into how she balances that whole life. Stephanie's coming fresh off of, a week ago now, right?
Nationals?
Yeah.
3 weeks.
No, it wasn't 3 weeks.
2.5, 3.
Probably so, yeah. It was the same weekend.
11th.
Muhammad Ali up here. Yeah. So Stephanie's coming fresh off of a USS Nationals champion. Can we call you the champion?
Of the 181 class.
Of the 181 class? Hey, a champion's a champion. Did they give you a belt or just like the plaque that says, hey?
That was that half a point.
Yeah.
The belt goes to the overall winner. I got a nice plaque.
Are you serious?
Though. Yeah.
So you're like the Intercontinental champion? Are you familiar with wrestling?
A little bit.
Intercontinental.
I don't know if I want to admit that.
That was like 90s.
Like back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I used to watch it hardcore.
So let's get into that. How did I know you train with Chad and you train at Brute, but how did you actually start? How'd you get into even competing in strong woman? Because it's still kind of a small pool of you guys, right? It's not this abundant, everywhere you go, you got these strong women competitors looking at you like, why don't you deadlift 600 pounds? Yeah. So if we can get into that, how'd you start competing in strong women?
So it all started with CrossFit.
Yes. Everyone wanted that.
Yeah, I did partake in the CrossFit stuff for quite a while. I guess 2.5, 3 years maybe.
Yeah.
So I was stationed in Fort Campbell, Tennessee.
Right.
And I trained at CrossFit Solified. Very, very awesome little area, little gym.
Yeah.
Good community. And so I was decent at CrossFit. I wasn't really good at the gymnastics stuff, but the lifting part, the Olympic lifting, I noticed I was really strong at those lifts.
Right.
A lot of the technique stuff, not so much, but the lifting of the heavy stuff, I loved. Right. And so I came back off a deployment from Afghanistan, and one of my really good friends, Brenda, she came up to me and she was like, hey, you want to do this competition with me? And I was like, well, what is it? And she's like, oh, it's got these truck poles and these stones like we have in the back of the gym that nobody ever touches.
Right.
And this thing here, deadlift. She's like, it's going to be easy. And I'm like, sure, why not? All right. So I got really excited. I was like, okay, well, how do we train for this? Yeah. We had no clue. None.
Right. Just move stuff.
Just move.
Right.
No technique to any of it. So we grabbed our coach, Russ Bollinger, and he's a really good guy. He kind of showed us some things that he's seen throughout his time, and we just kind of rolled with it. We had a month and a half to train for it.
Right.
And there was myself, Brenda, and Leslie, another good friend of ours. And so us three ladies came in and just trained, the best we could. And it was awesome. And so I did that first competition in Kentucky. Yeah. And I was hooked.
Local competition?
Kentucky, it was in Cynthiana,
Kentucky.
So it was like 4 hours from Tennessee, from where I lived. And after I placed first in the novice division. Yeah. So I tried novice because that was my first competition. I had no idea. I even got asked while I was at the competition. One of the girls came up to me and she was like, are you sandbagging? I'm like, what? I was like, what do you mean sandbagging? She was trying to give me a hard time because I was doing good,
Yeah.
And she's like, I feel like you should be doing the open class. And I was like, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
And I didn't. And so somebody explained it to me. And then the guy running the show, he was like, so basically because you placed first in novice, you can't do novice anymore. So
right.
I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Cool. So I was hooked after that, though. I was like, how do I do more of this?
So do you remember the events?
Yeah, it was axle. It was axle and a log clean and press. So it was like going back and forth.
Right.
There were stones.
Yeah, you gotta love stones.
Yeah, that's the first time I used tack.
Yeah.
Because I had, like, going into the competition, we didn't have heavy stones in my gym. The heaviest we had was 135.
Yeah, that's nothing.
So, I mean, now that's nothing, you know? So one of the girls was like, here, use this. And I was like, what? That's amazing. It picked it up for me.
I always thought it was an option. I thought it was like knee sleeves or something. But it's at a certain weight, it's not an option. Or unless you're just a monster.
Yeah, unless you've got this massive grip strength that I don't know.
And who grips like that
Yeah, I
too?
know. Especially with your forearms, like it rips your skin off.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah. There was a truck pull.
Uh-huh.
There was a farmer carry.
Yep.
And then the tire flip for distance. Well, it was like a.
How many reps or something? Who can go the
basically,
farthest?
you had a
furthest,
distance,
farthest?
and you had to flip it to the end of the line. In the
Oh,
fastest
for time.
Yeah, for time.
Yeah. Kind of like CrossFit.
Mm.
So what we were talking before. So for CrossFit, did it kind of just phase out, where you were just like, I'm maxed out on weight? It doesn't. Did it? I'm sorry. Did it not interest you? That's why you just kind of went to strong women, or was it? Were you planning on doing strong woman the next day? I'm sorry. Were you planning on doing CrossFit the next day? But strong woman kind of just took you, like, I'm doing this because I can pick things up and put things down.
So I started CrossFit to get back into shape.
Yeah.
And learned a lot about nutrition and about myself. A lot of the people there taught me some good things. And once I realized, people pointing out that I was strong, pointing it out, I was like, cool. I want to be able to do something with it. And when I started training for strong women, and so I did the competition, and I kind of was like, I need to get better at this because this is fun,
Right.
And CrossFit did phase out. I didn't feel the need to have to. Some of the stuff was good because it kept me, like the Metcons, I feel like it kept me a little bit faster, kept my conditioning down. But it came to the point to where all I was doing was I was figuring out how to train strong man's events.
Yeah.
So I could get better at it,
Yeah, I've when I was talking to Chad about when I was down here before, I was traditional bodybuilder. That's what I'm doing, bro, because I didn't know any different.
Yeah.
But then once I tried some strongman lifts, I guess it would be tire flips, and I think tire flips and stones were the only thing that I didn't do before. Yeah. Everything deadlifts and squats you can do anywhere.
Yeah.
But once I figured out stones, I think it was, I kind of, if I could have stayed here, because I was leaving once again, if I could have stayed here, I probably would end up being a strongman competitor.
Yeah.
Or at least just working
Give
at
it a shot, yeah.
Because it seemed like the same thing as you were saying, that just trying the lifts, people start to, I wasn't some strong guy, but doing stones and doing tire flips, they were like, what? How did you?
But that's the crazy thing about strongman and strong woman. It's for everybody.
Yeah.
Anybody can do it. That's what's amazing about it too. Is it's so encouraging. Mm-hmm. Like you stand next to a complete stranger at any competition, and they're standing next to you, cheering for you and pushing you. Yeah. Some people not so much. Some people are a little competitive.
I noticed that some people can be
there
jerks.
are some really nice people out there that hey, this is a better way to try this. Do it like this. See if this works for you. Yeah. And that's what I love about Brute. Is it's filled with powerlifters and strong men and women and just people who like to work out that, hey, try it this way. This may work for you.
Kind of been there, done that. So they, I think it's maybe like in the military. A friend of mine, he got commissioned. Mm-hmm. So me and him were the same pay grade before he got commissioned. And his point of view for about a year, 9 months was, here's the information, man, because we're not in competition. Yeah. And he was the kind of guy that would still help you out. But I think with lifters, when they're not in competition, they're kind of just there to maintain the strength. And maybe it's still a stress relief or whatever it is. They see you starting or they see you doing something, and they will honestly try to help you. It's just a certain some people aren't receptive to that. But when I would go, or just even now, even with this, even with anything now, old age gets in. I'm not old, but
age is just a number.
Yeah, it is until your back hurts. Like, what the heck? But when people try to help you like that, particularly in something that you don't even know, but you're trying to perfect that sport, you're trying to perfect that movement, you're trying to perfect that weight, everything you're always trying to progress in it. So when people can help you like that, I think it is pretty good. And over there at Brute, just the short time I was there's a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience. Yeah. And looking at that board, you might want to get on that. And I think I don't know how it's been so many years. I don't know how low it goes, but say there's 100 spots on deadlift. If you can get spot 100, it's like, okay, now it shows progression. Yeah. Because there was a time where I think like you were saying, you went from CrossFit to Strong Woman, so you're still starting. So if you can get somewhere with it, I think that's always a plus.
Yeah.
So you we mentioned your active duty,
Yeah.
right? So how do you find the time? Because I'm sure, I mean, I'm active duty too, right? How do you find the time to do it, or is it are you so passionate about it that you will sometimes lose sleep because I got to go train?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's hard. Luckily, I work at a really awesome, a smaller unit.
Right.
I work at a professional development academy.
Right.
So there's only 23 people in my unit.
Yeah.
But I have a really good chain of command that supports me. They found out, as soon as I got there, I was like, hey, I'm doing this kind of thing. And I train all the way in Norfolk. So I work in Newport News, which is 45 minutes from Norfolk. So they don't give me, if I put in time off, they say absolutely go for it. And, when I told them I was going to nationals, they were like, go do it. Go do your thing. And but I try to do the best that I can at my job. And, I'm pretty new at it still because I just got here in December. Yeah. So I'm still learning, and I like I said, I work with some pretty awesome people that have really helped me out, and it's tough, like as soon as I'm done with work, I shoot out of there, and I am sitting in traffic, I'm going as fast as I can without getting in trouble by the cops to try to get here, and so I can get in the gym and just lift, like I tried just going to the on-post gym and training there. But it's just, I can't.
There's a difference. There's...
I missed, I was doing it to where I was only coming to Brute 3 times a week.
Right.
And something was missing in my life. Like the people and the just the mentality, there's fit people in the Army all over the place that spend hours in the gym, you know, but I don't know, there was just something missing, and I just was like, I can't do this.
I think the post gyms are fine for maybe maintaining. Yeah. But I remember I heard Steve Austin say this, that he was kind of raised in a gym where people just lift heavy shit. Yeah. So for him, deadlifting 500 was nothing. Yeah. But you go to a commercial gym, deadlifting 500, people have seen it before, but you kind of stand out. Yeah. So I think that's the difference. And I can only imagine if Brute or a place like Brute is your gym, that's where you train. And today you didn't get off until 7, but I still have to go lift, and you go do it in a gym with hex plates, and you're just like, you can go through the motions, but a lot of the heart, not the heart, but a lot of the emotions aren't there. Yeah. Just the smell of Brute. I mean, every place, even your home, your car, every place has this one thing that you subliminally identify with. Yeah. So you walk into Brute and you go, okay, let's go. Just being in there. Yeah. Just walking, going past the water fountain, going past the couch, just all these little things. Somebody saying, hey, what's up? Or even for you, hey, congratulations on national. That one thing is all right, now I don't even need to warm up. I'm relaxed. Let's go. So it's
starting to get to that point to where I've been there going on 6 months, 7 months. So it's definitely my second home. Yeah. I spend, if I'm not at home, I'm not at work, I'm at Brute. Yeah. That's pretty much how it is. And I walk in and, everybody, hey Steph, what's up? Yeah. So it feels so good to just walk in there and just be there. Yeah. It's awesome to me.
We were talking about nutrition earlier. Yeah. So are you a nutrition Nazi, if I can say that, or do you just watch what you eat more? So more conscious.
I was telling you.
Conscious.
Yeah.
Conscious. Are you more aware? Yes. Let's just ignore that.
Very aware. So like I was telling you earlier, even being in the Army and running and doing all the exercises that we do in the Army, I was sitting at 215 for the longest time when I was a drill sergeant. Right. I was heavy. Yeah. And it wasn't healthy, and it did not look good on me. And there was a point where that's when I realized, hey, Steph, your joints can't take this. Your frame is not meant for this. So you need to do something with your life. You need to get yourself together. And so CrossFit helped out a little bit.
Right. I'm sure it helped with even mobility, just being able to move. Yeah. Move, period, but move with weight. So then I could only imagine, transferring over transitioning to a strong woman.
Yeah. So I learned a little nutrition. Like I sat through a couple nutrition classes that CrossFit Solidified put on, and I learned a lot. Like I was like, wow, I had no idea that. What are these macros? What is this? You know, like this means something. You mean I can't eat a pizza and you know, be okay?
Yeah.
I tried paleo. Did not work out for me.
I tried it.
I needed bread. I needed rice, and I needed.
I think if you phase it in, it's okay. But
yeah,
I think most
but
of us just
there was a lot that I didn't know. Like I didn't fully understand it, and I still decided to go full force into it, and I didn't see results, so I got angry and quit.
It's tough.
It is.
That's what I say. I think you have to phase it in, something like that.
But I did lose a lot of weight, like coming out of Afghanistan, and when I decided to start Strong Woman, and I realized there were weight classes, and I didn't want to be categorized. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. But
I didn't want to. I saw the weights that some of those girls were lifting, and I was like, man, I need to get to the lower weight class so I can figure this out and lift that weight versus this weight. And I did, I guess, calorie counting.
Yeah, I think that's how it started.
Block eating.
What's that? Uh-oh.
Yeah, it was. I guess it's like macros.
Right.
But it was. They had like a list of carbohydrates you'd eat off of, and then your list of protein, and then you would eat in blocks. So you were allowed, based off your body weight, a certain amount of blocks a day.
Right.
And so as long as you stayed within those blocks, which is the same. I think it's the same thing as macros. I could be very wrong, but you still weighed your food.
Right.
Each block had to be a certain amount. And I was doing it very wrong because I was very uneducated about it, and I wasn't eating enough.
Yeah.
And so learning that, you can't starve yourself and expect to, you'll see results, but they're not going to be long-lasting results. They're not going to be the results. You're going to lose strength. And I was at a dead halt, and I wasn't performing like I wanted to. I ended up hurting my shoulder, and then I was left to squat for like 10 weeks. Mm-hmm. Which is awesome, but at the same time, I feel like my best, I guess, event is anything overhead. I love overhead pressing.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what event
log
move you, yeah?
It's my favorite. My absolute favorite. I've gotten better at it, so I love it even more, Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of gravitates towards a movement, whether it's easy or they just like it.
Yeah.
I like pulling. That's just one thing that if I went to go pull today, if we went over to Brute today, I could pull 315.
Yeah.
But that's nothing for a guy, right?
Yeah.
But if I went to go bench 225, I'd probably struggle.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But I think everyone kind of gravitates towards a lift, and they love the physics, the science of it, whatever it is.
It's crazy.
Because when I was at I was at Brute, and then I went to Indiana to lift with Luke. 2014, maybe last year. But the mechanics of a log press, depending on how good you are, you may be able to just take it from the bottom and press it. Sometimes you got to take it from the bottom, stand up, and then press. So, depending on how receptive your body is, man. Yeah,
like I first started really figuring out the log for 2016. So 2015's Nationals for Strongman Corporation. I qualified for that. And I was like, okay, I've only been doing this for not even a year, and I'm already qualified for a national level competition. So I'll go. I'll see what it's all about. Terrified.
Yeah.
Because I went by myself.
Really?
Because I was at Solidified. So there's, and it was 4 hours away. So it was hard. It's hard to ask people to travel 4 hours just to come watch you.
To go watch, yeah.
Our nationals that year was actually 8 hours away. Because it wasn't in Kentucky. It was, it was far.
Yeah, yeah.
And I drove by myself, and I hired a food coach.
Yeah.
Because I had to meet 180. Like I had to, or else I had to compete in the next higher class.
Right. How far off were you?
The day before I drove down there, I was 181.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was freaking out, because I was like,
and
I don't know.
You got to drive.
Oh, dude, I
put on weight.
I was in 3 layers of sweats.
Yeah.
I turned on my seat warmers.
Oh, gross. Did you sell that vehicle?
I had a hoodie on. It's the truck I got outside.
Oh, man.
I had all the windows closed. I had the heat full blast.
Yeah.
I spit
Yeah.
and sweat.
Old school.
The whole
wrestler?
drive. I didn't stay in a hotel. I ended up like pulling over into a rest stop to sleep for a couple hours.
Yeah.
I was freaking out because I was like, what if I get there and I don't meet weight? You know,
Yeah.
because I'd never done this before.
Yeah.
You know, I'd never gone anywhere by myself and competed like this.
And layers of clothing. I've never heard that.
Layers. I mean, it was so miserable.
Yeah.
You know, like no amount of music was making me happy.
Yeah.
You know, like music usually keeps me happy, but just driving and being in that uncomfortable state for that long,
8 hours, God.
I was pissed.
Yeah.
You know, so I get there that next morning. Of course, there's a line.
Of course.
For the weigh-ins. Finally, I get to weigh in 175.
Really?
Oh man, I was relieved.
Yeah.
Relieved, and then at the same time, that's when I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah. So that how many times have you competed? That was your first.
That was my first nationals. That was my third competition overall.
Yeah.
And then 6 competitions, 7 total.
So through nutrition and having that horrible first experience, did you figure it out about a week out? You should be around 181 or 170
like
or
for this
whatever
nationals, I hired a coach, Amy Johnson.
Yeah.
She's a beast. She's out of Florida. She's a power lifter, and she's been into a couple strong women competitions and nationals, and she really helped me big time.
Right.
Because this time I was able to do a water cut.
Yeah.
And learned how to do that. That was pretty cool. It's fascinating how your body holds on to water. You know?
I've tried those
and
before.
then what you eat, your body will absorb the water. You know, it was crazy. Like, I'm telling you, every day I learn something new that my body's capable of, and it's pretty crazy. But yeah, she really helped me out, and I was over for nationals like before.
Yeah.
And I was a little worried about it. I didn't eat we didn't eat Thursday. Like Friday was weigh-ins.
You got there Thursday, right?
Thursday we drove the 10 hours to get there.
Yeah.
And we didn't eat at all.
Really?
Like we had some like pork skins. Like Chad bought some pork skins just to chew on something. Yeah. I chewed a lot of gum. I probably kept Wrigley's in business.
Gum was always mine when I was trying to cut weight for like a PRT or just. It was easier to chew gum because I guess it keeps your mind occupied. Not
when you're driving 10 hours.
No. Well, I have a habit. I stop at Sheets every time I hit that bridge. I was like, I gotta go to Sheets.
Yeah.
That's probably why I'm fat now. But yeah, I think once you figure out nutrition, you stop sweating so many things. You don't worry about so many things because you can, even now, like you hired a coach, but I'm sure right now, if you wanted to, I don't know, drop 10 pounds, keep 10 pounds off, you're smart, educated enough now to kind of do it. But for a competition, by all means, why wouldn't you go above and beyond to ensure that? I think too, like for me today, I can't think. And back, I used to do intermittent fasting, good old IF, right? Mm-mm. And the big deal with it was you had to consume certain foods to basically keep your brain functioning because your brain just sits in fat.
Yeah.
So you have to eat peanut butters or MCT oils or coconut oils or something.
Yeah.
So your brain can even function, let alone your body. Because I'm going to eat at 6:00. Great, but what'd you eat for the last 23 hours? Nothing. So you have to have that kind of stuff in your your body. But once you figure nutrition out, man, so many things work.
Yeah, but I'm learning that, even like now I'm not really training for anything. Like I'm gonna do a competition in August locally at Brute, and I'm trying powerlifting right now, competition in October, but I want to be able to stay where I'm at. Like I don't want to go too far away from 181. I feel like that's a really good weight to walk around at. I'm comfortable at that weight. I feel strong at that weight. There's no reason for me to go any lower, and I don't, because I'm in the Army, like it just doesn't make sense to get any more than, like I sit at 187, 185, 187 on a good day. Yep. And that to me I'm good with that,
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to ever be skinny. Like I learned that at a young age to just go ahead and cancel Christmas on that because that's not ever going to happen. And I've accepted just how my frame is, like.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I think that's what I'm going to do with this next year. I'm gone. I think I'm going to try to see what I'm like skinny, which means I have to eat different things and work out a different way. But I've never been skinny. Never as a kid. Never, ever. I've always been a bigger kid. I've always been a bigger adult. I'm not really that big, but I've always been healthy.
Yeah.
But you're talking about that staying at 181. That's not the same thing I told Luke, because he just did a competition.
The deadlift log.
This past weekend.
Yeah. The log deadlift.
Then he had nationals before that.
Yeah.
And before nationals, he was trying to cut like 30 pounds or something. So he's I think he was like 230 or something. Right? But that's what I was telling him. I said, you should probably just hang out around maybe 240, but that's a heavy day.
Yeah.
But probably you should hang out there, only because I don't compete. But I definitely know that if you lift, we're not boxers, we're not fighters, but if you lift, say your total's 1,500, and he's 230, you're 181. If you train and know that, then it's easier to go into a competition. Your expectations are already there.
Yeah.
So if you start water cutting or changing up, doing more cardio, you actually don't know what you're going to be able to lift that competition day, because your routine, your whole thing is so thrown off, because you're not water cutting every week.
Yeah.
You're not, doing some kind of warrior diet every week to drop this weight. So I've always thought, even for fighters, you should probably stay within 10, 15 pounds of your competition weight. That way, because you're 181 going into comp, and you can do a 350 log press, right? I don't know your numbers, right? You can do 350 log press. You're going to spike because of adrenaline, because of just competitiveness, just because you're going to, when you compete, I believe you're willing to hurt yourself to excel, because it's only one day, but there's only one lift that matters. It's your biggest lift. So when it comes to that, I think staying in that that weight, staying around that same weight definitely helps mentally, because I don't think I could do it. Like, oh man, I gotta lose 30 pounds. So I don't even know what my max is 24 hours or whatever it is after cutting all that weight.
Yeah.
I know what it used to be, but just walking around at, what am I, 250, 260, whatever it is. Walking around at that, I don't know what my lifts are going to be like.
Yeah.
Because I've even heard about people trying to rehydrate and refeed and all this stuff, and they eat something bad, now they got the shits. So try lifting with that. It's thing hanging out.
That's why it's important, like when you go for, to try to set yourself up for a competition where you can weigh in the day before the competition.
Yeah.
And in the morning. Mm-hmm. So that way you have that time to refuel your body.
Yeah.
You put those electrolytes back in your body. My coach told me, make sure you have a Pedialyte and dark chocolate.
Yeah. Not milk chocolate.
No, dark
milk chocolate's candy.
Like a dark chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Next to you. As soon as you get done weighing in, down it.
Yeah.
And then you can go eat. And just make sure when you're eating, like, be smart about it. Like, don't have a milkshake.
Yeah.
That's funny. Don't have a milkshake.
Okay.
And enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Put that food back in your body, but definitely don't go sit at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like put a steak down there.
Most
feed
of that
yourself with some real food.
Most of it's experience. Because I think you guys, I don't know if it was after weigh-in, but you guys went to eat. And it was on Instagram, and Chad had a bowl, like a rice bowl or something.
This was at Nationals?
This is at Nationals. And
we went and ate breakfast as soon as we were done weighing in.
That might have been it.
It was amazing.
Yeah. But being smart about what you're eating, because just eat what you would normally eat. If you want steak, I wouldn't, competition day after weigh-ins, I wouldn't go crazy and go, oh, we're in Louisville, let's go get a Louisville Slugger burger. Nah, man. Nah. Find you an Outback. Go get you a steak, get you some fries or whatever you're going to eat with it.
We did have a pizza, and that was pretty amazing. I'm not going to lie.
I don't think pizza can't be amazing.
Yeah, we enjoyed ourselves. Like, we had fun with it, like we ate.
Yeah.
Like we were so hungry. on Thursday that all we could think about and talk about was, man, what are we going to do when we are able to eat? And by the way, next time we do that, we're not going to do that.
Right.
Next time we go to nationals, we're not going to be to the point to where we're so close, to where we can't eat or drink on the day before weigh-ins, because that is just terrible. It's like torturing yourself on purpose.
That experience will get you, drop the, I don't know, maybe 10 pounds under. But you can kind of diet your way to 10 pounds under. That way, the day or two you're there before the weigh-in, you're pretty confident. And you can still eat. You can still, even if it's dry chicken, something, you can still consume some food so you're not going crazy.
Yeah. Like we even I brought my scale and
your official.
My scale. I sat in the shower, hot water. Like I sweat out a little bit because I was freaking out. I was like, I'm 180.9 right now, and I had to be 180.4.
Yeah.
Or 181.4.
Right.
And I ended up weighing in at like 180.6 or something like that. So just under what I was allowed. But I was okay with it. I was like, I don't care. It's time to go eat some food.
Yeah.
Give you my t-shirt and I'm out.
Right. This was in May. Luke wanted me to do a competition, but it was the same thing. It would have been my first novice by myself. I ended up not doing it because I was supposed to leave where I was. There was some confusion. I was either supposed to leave and go somewhere else to another command, or I was going to be there. And if I were going to be there, I wouldn't be able to do it. But that was the biggest concern for me. Not the lifts. I don't care. I could compete and only, do a farmer's carry for 3 feet. I don't care.
Yeah.
For me, a lot more of it is just competing. But like you said, the weight class, I was going to class in heavyweight. And I was like, there's no way. Luke is lighter than me, and he can lift circles around me.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube, people. But when I saw that was my biggest concern.
Yeah.
And I don't have coaches. I guess I could if I went on the internet and looked. But that was my biggest concern, was how do I cut the weight? I need to lose weight, but how do I cut the weight then? How do I do it? And that's when I got into water cutting and just counting calories. But it kind of gets deeper than that, man. If you're going to live that life, then you have to really, your nutrition has to be spot on.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to go to Idaho Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
Sunday, I think I go to Idaho. And
tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, shoot. Yeah, tomorrow. I go to Idaho, and then from Idaho I go to California for 10 days.
Nice.
And my biggest concern is, all right, how am I gonna eat? Like, how am I gonna figure that out?
That's the hardest part with, up to a competition or just in general, like you have to have that discipline.
Yeah.
To I pack my 6-pack.
Oh, you have
bag.
one of those?
Yeah.
The 6-pack.
Yeah. That thing is amazing.
Yeah. When I was on
carry it with me everywhere I go. Like I walk into work and people, when I first walked into this new job, people were like giving me those crazy looks.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, I got to eat.
I love it.
Base my day around eating.
I love that thing. Yeah.
I think it's time for me to upgrade to the biggest one.
You don't have I have the biggest one.
It's pretty big, but there's like one that's even bigger.
Yeah.
That's the one I want.
I'm the jerk with the biggest one.
Yeah.
Has, I think, 5 food slots.
Yeah. Mine's got like 3 food slots.
I've got that one. I love it,
But I took the trays out because I was like, this ain't cutting it. I need more space.
So for food?
Yeah.
Bigger meals?
I just have a lot of Tupperware. Like, I don't use the ones that they give you.
Yeah.
I use mine.
Yeah.
And, I just need more space.
I ended up,
because I bring enough food for just in case, because pretty much I'm done with work, I go to the gym.
Yeah.
So my last meal is as soon as I'm done eating, and I'm driving home from the gym. So I just bring everything with me the whole day.
Yeah, what I ended up doing was, I think it comes with 5 or whatever it is. So I had those 5, and then of course, freaking food prep Sunday. So I ended up going to the store and just buying a bunch of those whatever Glad bag, whatever the heck they are.
Yeah, just the little Tupperware.
The Tupperwares.
Yeah.
So those actually fit in. In some people's mind, the shelves are on some kind of elastic. They're not fixed. So you can shove those things in there. So that's what I ended up doing. Sunday or Saturday. Sometimes I would just make all my food, prep it out, and just in the refrigerator. So I was doing 3 or 4 solid meals, and then I would have 2 shakes.
Yeah.
And they fit in the cooler joint. So 2 shakes. It's like 2 of these water bottles, and I'd be set for the whole day.
Yeah.
Which I thought they were. Well, they weren't corny, but I was like, this is some bullshit. No. Once I started using it, people were like, yo, where you get those things, man? Because I just went to the website because they have them at, like nutrition shops.
I went to Vitamin Shop and got mine.
Vitamin Shop. And that's where I saw the 3. And I was like,
yeah.
I don't know if that's enough food for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, those things, I think if you're serious about it,
you have to.
Those are
even if it's
good.
just a regular lunchbox, you have to be able to bring your food.
Yeah.
If that's what you're doing, is you're trying to stay within, you're just trying to be healthy.
Yeah.
Like even before, I don't know how I did it. Like I would like lunch and I probably wouldn't eat breakfast. Like prior to lifting, getting into all of this, I probably would have like a handful of trail mix, and
really
my diet was so out of whack. Like I wouldn't even call it a diet. It was just eat whatever was there, like lunch would be a Subway of some sort, and then
which isn't horrible.
It's
but
not,
I think,
but you've got to I don't know. It clearly was not working for me because it was not giving me the results that I wanted,
Yeah. How I heard it, and how I really understood it was if you don't prepare something, then it's easier for anything to happen.
Yeah.
So if you don't prepare your meals, that's how you end up. Not that there's anything wrong with TGI Fridays, because daggone it, they have some delicious
TGI
food.
Fridays, yeah.
But when it's TGI Fridays 4 days a week, or what gets me, maybe us, is hey, we're going out for lunch. Like, God damn it.
Yeah.
So, and that's where it comes in. I'm not that serious. So I'm like, all right, man, I'm just go get somewhere. They're getting it. But the serious person would be like, all right, that's cool. Pull the Tupperware joint out and go there. They may buy a lemonade to be social, but that main meal is going to be, whatever's in their Tupperware.
So we had a couple weeks before nationals. We had
Chad.
like a going away for a couple of the people that I worked with.
Yeah.
And it was at this Brazilian restaurant. It was really good. I've been there before. I could not eat the food.
What do you mean?
Because I was so close to nationals.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to risk stuffing my face, and then... So I literally
There's no
walked
off button
in
with some food.
and I sat there with my cup of water and lemon and just talked to people, and everybody's like, eat. And I'm like, I got my Tupperware back at work. I'll just eat that. I wasn't going to roll up with my Tupperware.
No?
No, I don't think I'm...
You're not there yet?
No.
I'm telling you,
I'll either eat before I go into the restaurant and I'll sit and talk to people.
Yeah.
Or I'll just wait till after.
That's what a guy, as you go up in the ranks, right? No pun intended, but literally. You're in a lot more meetings.
Oh.
So we had a guy, he just retired, and he lifted his whole career and all this stuff, did the competitions, like a figure model, like bodybuilding competitions, right?
Yeah.
And I was talking to him about it, and he was just saying, man, sometimes you have to eat at 1:00, and then you have a 3:00 meeting, so you have to eat again at 2, even though your window is supposed to be 3. So that's where I got into more protein bars, quick meals.
Yeah.
So I would literally, okay, this meeting's gonna start in 6 minutes. I would just slam it. Because what would happen is I would eat almost 2 meals within an hour because I had to go to a meeting that easily lasts 3 hours.
Yeah.
But once I started doing that, and that's I already had this, I forget what it's called, six pack, whatever it is. Once I started doing that, I went, oh, this is what serious nutrition is about. This is what, if you have a goal, because that's when I got down to 224. I was eating like that because it's sketchy as all can be. But I'm talking to my my brother-in-law, and he was just like, all right. So he just took a piece of paper and wrote this long formula out right on the back.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you weigh this much and blah, 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 all this stuff. And he flipped it over. He goes, all right, man. So you have to hit 2,100 calories, and then you have to eat this many meals per day. And I'm like, well, what do I eat? Eat whatever the fuck you want, man.
Yeah.
But you have to hit these numbers.
Flexible.
So once he did that, once he showed me that, and I did it and it started working, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I've also heard that for overweight people, let's just say, if you the more often you eat like that, every 3 hours, it prevents you from putting some bullshit in your mouth.
Yeah.
So I got to the point where you've done it before, where you're shopping for stuff. You go, okay, I got to hit these numbers. I got to lose this weight, whatever it is. You start to get more creative. Yeah. So I found, which probably is the worst thing for me, but they're called they're these little butter cubes. Land O'Lakes makes them. They're like butter cubes, and they're called sautés or something.
Okay.
So you can get like herb garlic or Cajun spice, ranch, all these different flavors. So I take the boring chicken breast, chop it up,
Throw one of those on there.
Oh man, that was the only thing, because I can eat anything.
Yeah.
Really, I can eat hot sauce and apples. I can eat anything. But when it came to my menu being so small, it's either chicken, or sometimes I would do ground beef.
Yeah.
But when and that's all you have, you really have to start to become really very creative.
Because you can easily, and that's how people get bored.
Yeah, that's me.
And then they quit.
That's me. Look at me now.
I'm guilty of it too.
260 Absolutely. Probably sitting here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that
you lose. Sometimes you lose the motivation, but at the same time you've got to be able to live a little,
Right.
Like if you're not getting ready to compete, be sure you're you're not completely throwing yourself way off.
Yeah.
But at the same time, give yourself that leeway, like if you want to go out with your friends and have a beer or enjoy a dinner, something, it's okay, like you're not going to throw yourself off. Don't do that every night of the week for a month.
I used to have days. I would say I would pack like 2,100 is my number. I would come up, 400 short just so I could have a bag of chips, or just so I could have that every now and then, because I'm like, yo, this is good. Because I never trained for competition.
Yeah.
I'm just a guy that didn't want to be fat anymore.
Yeah.
So there's no like
end goal, no.
October 3rd, man, I got to be. No, I just want to walk to this car with my shirt off. That's all I want to do. 100% confident. So yeah, there were many times I would make up food and I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna leave this open. Because what we used to do was Fridays. Yeah. We would have kind of early Friday, so we'd all go to lunch. So I'm like, all right, I'm only gonna take 1,000. And then when I go to the restaurant or wherever we went, I'm the guy getting a salad and maybe something else, maybe some chicken fingers. But I would try to leave that open for and also to see how strict I had to be. Yeah. Because you'll have that, like you go to nationals or wherever, and you're just in a different city. Yeah. And if you look around and you go, I guess we're going to I guess we're going to Olive Garden. Yeah. You have to be able to say, all right, man, in here, what can I really eat to stay? Because even after you're trying to not refeed, but after you've made weight, you don't want to just eat some bullshit. You still want to eat smart. Yeah. So that's why I would always leave stuff open, and then every now and then my wife will make tater tot casserole. Talk about Carb City, man.
Sounds so good right now.
I'll eat the whole. I wouldn't eat the whole pan, but I would eat enough to where she'd go, why do you keep doing that? Yeah. Like, sorry, man. Stuff's good, dude. And I don't even know. There's tater tots in and something else, but it's spectacular. Yeah. It's pretty darn good. And, yeah, I'll sit there and eat the whole thing, man.
Yeah. The spaghetti is probably my favorite meal. It's my favorite just in general. Yeah. So I could definitely put down some spaghetti. Yeah. Yeah, I think. Wouldn't feel bad about it at all.
Spaghetti used to be mine, but no one else in the house likes spaghetti. So, but that was my thing. Spaghetti, lasagna. Oh, that was a wrap. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of backed off of it. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What else you got?
So, I'm pretty excited about trying out powerlifting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I've always wanted to give it a shot. And it was funny, right before nationals, at my on-post gym, they were doing a 1,000-pound challenge and an 800-pound challenge.
Yep.
And it was literally a week before nationals. Like it ended in May. Like the last day to join the challenge was May. And the day that I went and tried it, my coach told me not to. My coach is Phoebe, and she I didn't tell her till after nationals.
Right.
Yeah, because she was like,
"Is that what that post was about?" I couldn't figure it out. I was like,
so like, I wanted to do it, and I told her, I was like, hey, I'm interested in doing this. I really want to get, because 800 was as high as I needed to go to be a part of the women's, because women had 800, men were 1,000.
Yeah.
And there was only one other girl on the board. And I was like, I really want to do this. I figure, if she was like, and it's funny because she kind of set me up.
Right.
She was like, oh, okay, well, what were you planning on lifting? And I was like, oh, yeah, so my squat, I'm probably going to, I'm going to keep it light.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, okay, well, what about your bench? I'm like, oh, well, I think I'll be able to hit, like, 180, I'm not going to go crazy, I think I got more in the tank, right? And she's like, oh, well, what about deadlift? And I was like, yeah, deadlift, I'm probably going to have to get it pretty high. That's probably going to be my big lift.
Yep.
And she was like, oh, okay, don't. I was like, damn, like that? She was like, honestly, you don't want to put yourself in that situation, push your body like that. And if you do, you're going to have to provide yourself that recovery time.
Yeah.
All the workouts that I've been giving you, you're going to have to either not do them or figure out how to do them before nationals. And I was like, okay, well, all right, I guess I won't.
Yeah.
So I got to work that next day, and everybody at work talked me into it.
Yeah. So it's their fault.
I blame them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all your guys' fault. But I mean, I was going to go in there and support them.
Right.
Because there was a couple guys from where I work that, they like to lift heavy stuff too. And they were like, you sure you don't want to do it? I'm like, no, I'm not sure. But my coach said no, and I'm trying to do the right thing, I'm trying to be smart about my body. And, because I had an injury, we can talk about that too right before nationals.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I know. But, so I did the competition, right? Yeah. And I didn't let anybody take any pictures of me and record any of my lifts.
Right.
And when because I run my Facebook page for my work.
Yeah.
And I post all the pictures, edit all the pictures, and post it for work. I didn't have any pictures in there of me, right?
Yeah.
And it was just funny. Like, I was so excited about it. I got my name on the board. I won the challenge because I beat that other girl by 25 points.
Right.
Or 25 pounds, I guess. And it was just cool to see my name up there, I got a little coin or a little medallion for it, and I was just excited. I was like, dang, okay, I could get into this, right? And Chad had already talked me into doing powerlifting before nationals. Yeah. He's like, you should give it a shot, it's just going to make you stronger.
So, why not?
And I'm like,
I mean, don't let your coach answer that, but
yeah. But I told her, and she was like, oh, you're just as stubborn as I am. And I'm like, yeah.
I think too, sometimes you have to push yourself. Not to say you want to jeopardize nationals.
Yeah.
But you're young. You feel like you can do it.
Not
and
that
then
young.
Well, I mean, you're young. Well, maybe
Ish.
not. Yeah. You're younger. You're not younger. Me trying to do that, I couldn't do it.
No.
Maybe because of the numbers too. But if you're already moving weight, and you look at that, you go, well, that girl, what you said, she had 800 total.
She had 800 total, and I was able to.
And you're looking.
I
at
did
that
the
going,
math, and I was like,
I
got these lifts. Like I can out squat her. I out squatted her. Right now, I got the bench and deadlift.
Yeah.
Highest. You
got the record.
I'm the record holder for those two lifts.
You're gonna get a belt for that. You should make them.
I should make them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a T-shirt and the certificate.
Oh man, you should get a belt. You just have to carry it around all day on base.
Yeah,
no?
Maybe that would be cool.
Out of uniform.
What the heck?
Right.
So that was pretty fun, and I'm really looking forward to October. I'm gonna do Brutes.
The Halloween.
The Halloween one, yeah.
But that's a different one.
Mm-mm.
You said August before.
August is a strong woman.
Oh, shit.
Strong man, strong woman.
Look at you.
Yeah, I'm going to do that one, and that'll be a qualifier for 2017 Nationals.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and try to get that out of the way.
Yeah.
And just have fun with it. Like, that's the biggest thing when I go and compete is I tell myself, have fun, Steph.
Yeah.
You know, like,
don't take it too serious.
Like, it is serious, but have fun. Enjoy yourself. Learn something about yourself.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I do. I really do. Like, I cheer on other people, or I try to, you know, even if they are going up against me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next few months training up for the squat or for powerlifting.
So what's your totals for powerlifting? I guess rookie totals.
825 is really the first time I've ever tried to do those 3 lifts.
Yeah.
And I guess gave myself a total.
So 825.
Yeah, but that wasn't my heaviest squat.
Yeah.
My heaviest squat is 315, and that's with no wraps, no sleeves. So I guess it would be raw.
I don't even know anymore.
Raw. I don't know. Bench, I used, like, when I first started out lifting.
Yeah.
I was in the 200s.
Really?
Yeah.
You know,
like 205 maybe, and of course when I stopped working out, it's just like anything else. If you don't practice it, you're not going to be good at it.
True.
Your muscles are not going to remember that.
Yeah.
You know, so you're not going to be able to do that anymore.
Yeah.
And so 185 was what I pressed that day, and I feel like I could get a little bit higher. My goal is to be in the 230s, 240s for October. And then deadlift, that's my favorite one. 380 is my max right now.
That's not bad at all.
And my goal is to be in the 400s by my 3rd attempt. Like,
so do you follow a training program?
Yeah, Chad's helping me out right now.
Yeah.
Like pretty much just, we're doing 5x5s with squats.
Gotta love 5x5s. Those will get you stronger for sure.
Yeah. I learned that there is a high bar squat and a low bar squat. Never knew that there was a difference between the two.
You'll prefer one. I think
low bar.
Low bar?
Absolutely.
I love a high bar.
Yeah. High bar is how I hurt myself.
Really?
Yeah, because
what was it? What'd you hurt?
My hip.
What? Wait a minute.
So probably towards the end of March. So when I first got to Brute, I started in December when I first got here, and I already knew I wanted to compete for North Carolina's Strongest, which was in April.
Right.
It was either going to be North Carolina's Strongest or Beast of the Bluegrass, which is in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And they were both Platinum Plus competitions, which means they qualified you if you placed first.
Right.
They qualified you for 2017's Arnold, which, I mean, in my head, I'm just like, man, if I can make it to the Arnold. I missed the Arnold in 2015 by 2 slots. Yeah. Which really pissed me off. I was like, I've only been doing this for a year and a half, and you mean I missed it by 2 slots?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
So that's what I had in my head, and I was training very wrong for it. All I was doing was events. I wasn't really working accessories. Yeah. So, I ended up hurting myself. I ended up putting my body in such a state where, I don't know. I really don't know how to explain it, but I ended up tearing my labrum in my hip.
So you were basically kind of redlining your body?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
It'll happen.
Like, yeah. So I was just training. I wasn't being smart about it, and so I ended up doing a competition in March, which is what qualified me for the Nationals this year. Yeah. I think it was one of the last times to qualify for Nationals that was a close competition. Yeah. I didn't have to drive all the way over to America to go qualify.
Right.
So I went ahead, injured, went ahead and did that one, placed first. And I was kind of thankful that I didn't hurt myself even worse. You know, like I put capsation cream all over my hip, and I was just like, screw it, like I'm going to do this. And went ahead and did it, and it hurt so bad. Like I shouldn't have done it, but I did it. And I ended up pulling out of North Carolina Strongest. Because I knew I qualified for Nationals, I kind of thought about it, I was like, go do really well at Nationals or attempt to do really well, because there was some strong ladies going in North Carolina Strongest, so I had no idea how that was gonna turn out. So I kind of told myself, Steph, go break your hip at Nationals. Right. Yeah. That's gonna be a better break than if you go to North Carolina Strongest and you completely get punked. Yeah. So I had already paid for it and it sucked, but I went ahead and said, hey, I'm not coming. I'm going to go ahead and do nationals. And
right.
I'm kind of glad I did. I
Yeah.
felt really, really good. I backed off of squats and I backed off exploding movements.
Yeah.
I saw a physical therapist and he was like, yeah, it looks like you have like a partial tear in your labrum. And he's like, if you don't slow down, you're never going to squat again, which immediately popped up a red flag. And I was like, what do you mean never squat again? Like it's not in my vocabulary.
Right. You're right. Yeah, you were, to have that total too is, I don't know, is it impressive? I haven't been around a lot of people, but it is. I don't have that total right now.
I want a bigger total.
Yeah. And I was, if I can say this without being offensive, I thought you were a bigger person. Seeing you, I mean, you're not small. You're not, 5'1", what is it? 5'1", 115 pounds.
Yeah.
But I just knew, because maybe it's all the angles of the pictures.
Maybe.
I was like, I knew this lady was a 5'10", 6 feet tall, just a monster. But is knowing that you're like at maybe average size, maybe average height, does that drive you to want to get those bigger numbers? Because like you were saying, you were moving certain weights, and it wasn't hard, it wasn't difficult.
Yeah. So
being this size, looking around, and there's some people that may be bigger than you that aren't moving that way. Does your size help the drive? Like, I want to lift more because now I'm out lifting that big tall chick now. Yeah. Or whatever.
Like that's kind of why I was okay with. So at nationals, I won my weight class and I missed overall by half a point to a girl that was in the heavier weight class.
Yeah.
So that to me was like, okay, I'm a half a point away from a girl that did heavier weights than me.
Yeah.
I was moving at nationals. I felt really good at nationals.
I saw the videos.
Yeah, so a couple of those events, like the Conan's Wheel, is the event that messed me up.
Yeah.
A lady got in my way and I stumbled.
No.
Yeah. If you watch the video, you can see, like, I pick up the weight.
Yeah.
And the weight was heavier than it was listed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Of course.
But it is what it is. I picked up the weight, and because of the way they had the setup, so they had the 4 Conan's wheels, and basically everybody was turning, and you were like a cone, like a safety cone's distance away from each other.
That's dumb.
So the person grading you was either standing, going with you, and moving with you.
Yeah.
And it's just how they had, because we only had that street.
Yeah.
So we only had that certain space, and they had 2 events running at the same time.
Yeah.
So if you watch the video really closely, she didn't do it intentionally, but basically when you pick up the Conan's wheel, you take a deep breath.
Yeah.
And you hold that as much as you can, and you keep your head up, and you brace yourself like any other lift. And because I was yelling, "Get out of my way!" like move, like I saw her, and how like I probably could have ran her over.
Yeah.
But in my head I'm like, don't do that. That's not nice.
Just nationals though. She should move.
Yeah. And it caused me to drop the weight just a little bit, and I lost that brace, and I was able to I felt so crappy after that. Like, I think I got 2 rotations in like 30 or 40 feet. Like, that wasn't nearly enough compared to some of those girls. Some of those girls got 3-4 rotations, and that put me, out of the 5 events, that was my worst event, and that put me, I placed 4th in that event and 1st in every other event.
Yeah.
So that kind of hurt me, but I feel like that was it.
I think it's worse sometimes when it's something like that, out of your control.
Yeah.
Like that lady. It's at least let you fail on your own, opposed to a bird flying in and laying on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Fucking
shit.
bird. Yeah, man.
But it is what it is, like I was telling you earlier, I've only been doing Strong Woman since 2014, November 2014, and I've made it to nationals twice, and just being here, I'm 30 years old.
Yeah.
I've 13 years in the Army. Like, I've put my body through some shit.
Yeah.
Like, I've asked a lot of it, and I want to continue asking my body, hey, do this for me. I'll feed you right. And I feel like if I just, if I continue to feed my body and ask it, like, it's going to do it what I want of it, Like, I don't want to get to the point to where I've pushed my body so much that in 5 years it's going to be like, no.
Yeah, you don't want to quit on you.
Right. So I want to keep doing this. I want to see where I'm at in 10 years. Like, that would be awesome. Some of those ladies were, they told me that, You know, they'd been doing this for 10 years and had never made it to nationals.
Wow.
So I'm just like, sweet. I've only been doing this for not even 2.
Right,
and I've already been to nationals twice, you know. So, you know, placing first in my class was a huge PR for me. And I set a lot of PRs and everything else. So I'm happy with that, you know, like I feel good about it. And I'm only going to get stronger and better.
So what do you look like you're going to do in 10 years? 10 years, you'll be 40.
Ooh,
you'll be the old lady.
Calm down.
With some cats. Do you still going to try to compete, or do you think you'll back off, be in the Masters division?
I'll definitely be in the Masters division. But I want to see where powerlifting goes.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm really excited about it, and see what I can do in that, and then you know, I may be terrible at it. You never know.
But at least you know.
But
you know.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. But at some point in my life, I want to own my own gym.
Right.
Strongman gym, powerlifting gym, and
just one type of gym, not a mix.
Oh no, it'll be strongman, powerlifting.
Brute's mix, I guess. It'll
be just like Brute.
Yeah.
It'll be a Brute style gym.
Right.
And I want to help people. I really like helping people.
Yeah.
You know, achieve their goals. Like, you know, I do it in the Army for soldiers. So
yeah.
I was a drill sergeant for 3 years, and just seeing people go from one end of the spectrum to the other. Yeah. In 10 weeks, you know, it was rewarding. So it's cool to be able to, you know, a lot of people. I try to stay humble. Mm-hmm. A lot of people look up to me, and it feels good to be able to show, especially women, you know, and in my world, younger female soldiers, that, you know, you can be strong. You don't have to be some 130-pound little girl, you know, because the Army has a very high standard when it comes to height and weight, even though some people don't meet it. And it's irritating. But anyways, we won't get into that. That's you'll get me going.
Right.
You know, I look at, you know, I tell them, you know, you should be able to pull a grown man out of a Humvee in the event something like that happens. I don't give a crap what your job is, what you do. If you work in an office, you should be able to do that. Yeah, and there's so many people that can't, and I'm just like, I can. Yeah, and I'm happy about that.
When I worked with the Army before, that was I was the mission, I think it's called mission lead or whatever it was. So I had 6 or 7 people on my team. So each person has a position, right? And one thing that he was a staff sergeant, he asked me, he was like, yeah, but can she drag your big ass out of it? And I'm like, no. But at that point in Afghanistan, I go, it's too late for that, man. Yeah. She shouldn't have even come then. Yeah. Because she was 110 pounds, 5'1", just a small frame for you. Not even one of these 5'1" chicks that are thick. You go, yeah. She just needs to reprioritize her muscle, and she can move people. Yeah. But I see it even in the Navy. You'll see it. You'll just go, what, without being so rude. Be like, why are you such a bitch? Like, you're in the military. You don't have to be some some monster. Yeah. But you also should also be there to not. You should be there. You shouldn't have the people around you doubt you when it comes to that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
So I can understand the frustration in the Army, even I guess the Marine Corps. But I've rarely seen skinny, helpless Marine females.
Yeah, I don't.
You know what I mean?
I don't know too many Marines. I know the Marines that work out here at Brute, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. But there's some tough ladies out there. Yeah, I respect that. So that's good. So keep on being tough.
I think it's both sides. You see people that are heavy. You see people on it, and then you see people that look like they can't pull their weight. It happens though.
Yeah. Nah, shouldn't though.
Shouldn't. No.
Do something about it. Yeah. Get your life together.
I think it's just priorities.
Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of people, you know, when I get ready to leave work and I'm like, all right, I'm getting ready to go to the gym. Mm-hmm. And, you know, some people don't get it, you know, and I don't expect them to. I don't expect everybody to have the same passion as me, but I do expect you to respect that's what my passion is, and that's what I want to do with my off time, you know.
It becomes such a part of life. I remember when I was skinnier. But when I was into it, it was it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm going to the gym. Like
Yeah.
that was just it. It was,
Yeah.
all right, no problem. And from 5 to 6 or 7 or whatever it was, that's where I would be, and it was nothing. But
Yeah.
yeah, some people, why do you have to go so much? Are you still there? But the guys that are like, oh, it's 5:30. Oh yeah, she's at the gym.
Yeah.
They understand. And I don't know, man. I don't see how. I often wonder how people don't work out.
Oh yeah, I ask that question daily.
Right.
I'm like, why don't you do this?
Yeah.
Why don't you do some? You don't have to lift weights like I do, but something.
Yeah.
Like
Excuse
we're
me.
only gonna live so long, so you've
Yeah.
gotta. And like I said earlier, it's your temple. You've got to take care of it.
Yeah.
Like you can't not do something. If you're not gonna work out, you've got to eat healthy.
Yeah.
You've got to keep.
But they're out there, man.
Yeah.
They're out there.
Yeah.
They're 6 foot tall men who eat McDonald's and they can outrun you. They run a 3-minute mile, and you're like, what abomination of humanity is this? Where does his gene pool start for him to be like that?
Yeah.
I do think it all comes to a halt, because I think even for me, I couldn't eat anything, but there was a point where certain things didn't affect me as much. Now, there was a time where I work out Monday. I used to do a 6 and 1. So I work out Monday, supposed to work out Tuesday, don't work out, I just pop back Wednesday. Cool. The older I got, the harder that bounce back was.
Yeah.
And then, depending on what I ate, it was even harder to get out of bed the next morning. So, I think it all comes down. I think you just have to, the trick is getting ahead of it enough, get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
So your willpower gets you through that
Yeah.
bad workout. And then, all right, now instead of taking 10 minutes to warm up, takes you a half hour, but you're in there.
Hey,
You're still getting
that's
it.
me.
Yeah.
I take it serious now. After hurting my hip, like I've been going through physical therapy. The first month was a joke, because the Army, the process you have to go through before you can see a physical therapist is,
What?
it's terrible.
Stop it.
You got to go to sick call, and then I don't go to sick call. I just called my doctor and I was like, look, I need this appointment.
Yeah.
And so I went and saw her 3 times before I could actually get into a physical therapist spot. And she gave me she pretty much gave me stronger ibuprofen
Yeah.
and muscle relaxers.
Yeah.
And I was like, listen,
That's
I'm
good
not your
stuff.
typical soldier that just wants a profile
Yeah.
and drugs.
Yeah.
I want to be fixed. I want to know what I did wrong so I don't do it again, and fix me.
Do we?
So help me.
Yeah.
Right? And it took 3 times to see her and be like, look, this isn't working.
Yeah.
The muscle relaxers, I couldn't even roll out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
And to sit in my truck to drive, to
Yeah.
lift my left foot to move it.
Yeah.
Good thing I don't drive stick shift.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been impossible. That hurt to
Yeah.
that small muscle or whatever it was. I thought I pulled my hip flexor,
Right.
And then finally she gave me my MRI and sent me off to the physical therapist, and he was like, yeah, you got a partial tear,
Yeah.
and you don't have any strength, you didn't use, at some point when I did because I did it squatting,
Right.
and it was crazy because I didn't have hardly any weight on the bar,
Yeah.
but I went down and it popped.
Mm.
I came up, I had enough strength to come up, and I was like, that was weird.
Yeah.
And it hurt intensely after that, and I was like, man, I just did something stupid.
Sometimes, man, you'll tweak stuff, and you usually you can tweak it and keep
Yeah.
going. But yeah, I did. Somehow, this was years ago now. I pinched something in my shoulder that made my arm go numb. Right, and I was just like, nah, I'm good. Back in the 225 bench press days.
Yeah.
And I took it off the rack. Bench hit 3, and then one of them I lifted it, and something I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But something got pinched all up my arm, was all numb. And what the fuck? So I got off the bench. Partner did his set, went back to try to do it again. I could move it, but I couldn't. It's it felt like I couldn't feel my muscles flex. Yeah. So it was awkward to hold. So that lasted for about a week, man.
Yeah.
A whole week, and I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
But 225, then it was nothing. 225 was working weight. It's nothing. All right, I got that. So you talk about not that much weight. It doesn't take that much. It could,
no.
Especially for squatting, it could be way. I have a like this obsession to have my feet aligned, not the left forward or right forward too far. That drives me crazy.
While benching, or while squatting? Oh yeah,
squatting. That's
absolutely.
It's weak. Toes out in. I'm pigeon toes, so toes out's hard for me. But everything else doesn't matter. I want to keep my feet, my toes on some imaginary line.
Okay.
That's the thing that'll drive me crazy because I've done that before where I've squatted, I guess, where I'm facing left or facing right, and I can feel it in my back and my hips because my you're just lifting different.
Yeah.
It's like doing a lunge. Like you did all left foot forward lunges, you'd feel it.
Yeah.
So doing sets and sets of squats or even deadlifts with that 1 foot forward, it can mess you up, and that's my thing. And it'll be that strange muscle. Like I don't even know how to massage just to make it feel better. But that's the one dangerous thing about the squat or about the squat that can mess you up, man.
Yeah.
But you talk about throwing pills at you. I mean, you got another hour? We can talk about prescriptions because
I don't really. Like it was crazy. It wasn't even that strong a drug. It was just meloxicam.
What?
It was just
Flexerol?
No, she gave me Flexerol at first.
Oxycontin?
No.
Codeine?
No.
Percocet?
No. Flexerol is what she gave me. Robuxin.
Yeah, I have that now.
Yeah, and then she gave me Flexerol, I think. And Flexerol helped, but I've never tried any sort of drug at all, not even marijuana or anything.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't have that. I feel like I'm addicted to being in the gym, but I don't have that addictive personality to stuff like that, alcohol or anything. So
yeah, I've never been a pill guy.
I flat out told her, I was like, look, fix me. Don't just numb me.
But that's the thing. And I've talked to some docs, and the issue is if you break your arm, if you go in there and your arm's dangling, they can't say your arm is broken, but they can say you got to go to the emergency room, get an x-ray, whatever. Okay, it's broken. But if you come in with a pain and you have no prior history, they have to give you pill. Yeah. They have to do
that's the Army's way.
Physical therapy.
The military, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I think
you have to be a serious complainer, I guess. I don't really like to. I'm not really a complainer, but I had to go in there 3 times for her to take me serious. Well, I was like, in my whole 13 years in the Army, I've torn my meniscus.
Yeah.
And that's
fuck that meniscus.
Pretty much it. Like as far as injuries, I guess I had bicep head tendonitis in my right arm.
Yeah,
that was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I tore my rotator cuff. Mm-hmm. Like that's how bad the pain was. Yeah. But like other than your typical, my back hurts from foot marches or whatever. I really haven't. My medical file is probably not very thick.
Yeah.
So when I went in there, I was like, this is serious, like I don't hurt like this, so it freaks me out, when I can't do something. So it was, I don't know, it was crazy.
Yeah. It's weird how that, cause you can't go in and say, hey man, I need physical therapy. They almost have to have proof unless something happens. I've said this before on here. I broke my neck and my back. And they were just like, yep, physical therapy it is. But everything else, it kind of takes, hey, man, this isn't working. Yeah. This really isn't working. Because especially if you weight train or do anything that's athletic, any kind of work, when it comes to a pill, it literally masks the symptom.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm, after years and years, I guess getting older too, you want the fix. And if the fix means you can't deadlift for 3 weeks, okay, so be it. I'll just go over here and have to do this physical therapy or whatever this stretch is or whatever it is. That's okay, but the problem comes when they give you a pill and you think you can still do the movement. You do the movement, and now it tears even worse.
Yeah.
So I think it's just dangerous, man, when they start throwing. Sometimes pills are, but I'm not a pill guy. I won't even take pills for headaches.
Yeah.
It's not on. I won't even take pills for headaches. I've had killer headaches, and I'll literally, this is when I had an office, I would shut the door, sit back in my little chair, turn the lights off, and just kind of, I don't know if it was meditating.
Yeah.
But I would kind of just zone out for about 10, 15 minutes, and the headache would just move to the back of my head. I'm good. Let's roll. But some people, man, as soon as they get the slightest bit of pain, they just pop pills. I think some of that, it's think you can train your body to need that stuff. Like if you smoke, if the remote control stops working on your TV, I gotta get a smoke. Fuck, man, you gotta kind of push through this stuff.
Yeah.
There's a time where you have to smoke. Got it.
Yeah.
But you can get through this without that, man.
Yeah.
And I got ear surgery too. They gave me Vicodin and Vicodin and I think Oxycontin, one of the two, right? I took a couple of them. I was like, this shit doesn't work. But they had gave me fentanyl. Oh my god, that stuff's good stuff.
Is it?
Yeah, but you have to tell the nurse.
Yeah.
They injected it, so they wouldn't give me my own. Like, just hit a button.
Dang.
But it's rare that I'll take a pill or something like that because I don't feel like it helps the problem.
Yeah.
Like say you go train today, right? And you hurt yourself. There's a very good chance, depending on what the exercise was, you just sit on the couch and that's it. I'm gonna sit here and rest, or I'm gonna stretch a little bit. But tomorrow I'm not working out.
Yeah.
That's sometimes that's the answer.
Yeah.
But some people, my leg.
Gotta go to the doctor.
They're reaching for the ibuprofen or whatever, and I guess I think that stuff's a placebo a lot of times.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
just think it's like food makes you happy. If I had eat some ice cream right now, I'd be happy. But I don't think it doesn't. What I always notice is it doesn't solve the problem.
Yeah.
You can smoke, you can drink, you can take a pill. But what's the problem?
Yeah.
Oh, your foot's hanging off your leg. You need to go get some pins put in that.
Yeah.
At the surgeon.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I don't know, man. So we've been going for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Chad, you getting in on this?
No, y'all doing good.
What the hell? Can Fat Boy Fabrications sponsor this episode?
Sure.
This episode is brought to you by Fat Boy Fabrications. Your local mild-mannered Greek yogurt eating, I don't know, representative. Oh, but yeah, I gotta pause.
All right. Pause.
I gotta let everybody know we're at. We gotta thank Chad Dunn, aka Big Fun Dunn, aka Fat Boy Fabrications, for opening his house, opening his home, and cooking us dinner tonight. Yeah, steaks? No, for recording this. But yeah, man. Steph Smith. What's your Instagram so people can bug you?
Yeah, it's Stellar Lady 85.
Stellar Lady 85.
Yeah.
You got anything else to plug? This will come out. What's today? This will come out. I don't know. Next week. Your next thing is the October thing, right?
August.
Next event, August.
Yeah.
I don't know my
biggest
months.
thing is gonna be October.
Yeah.
That's the powerlifting. My first powerlifting meet. I'm gonna put up some big numbers.
Pull a hip, but get that weight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That weight's going up.
Get it after you do the
Yeah.
lockout. Like, oh, my back.
Yeah.
I think that's it then, yeah?
Yeah, I think I mentioned my coach. She's Phoebe.
Yes.
She's awesome. She works
She
out
got
at Brute.
Instagrams?
She does.
Do you know it? How dare you?
Mighty Mama?
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah. Hey, man. That's not in your macros, man. What are you doing, man? See,
Phoebe _ Mighty Mommy _ 757.
Stop it.
Can you hear that? Did you get that?
Yeah.
Phoebe
That's a long name.
Mighty Mommy _ 757. That was my coach, strong woman coach.
All right.
Chad, I guess he's my coach now. He's Fat Boy Fabrications.
Right.
Yeah.
Takes payment in Qdoba. Hey, what did you eat the day down at Nationals after y'all weighed in or something?
It was Qdoba, wasn't it?
Luke said you had a bowl. And I was
Yeah.
like,
I forgot where we ate.
I was like, who is that guy? And Luke's like, I don't know, man. Chad's eating a freaking
You
bowl.
can get all the sides, though. At the
Yeah.
cost of the tortilla, you can get all the sides.
Yeah, that's what I started doing down here. I stopped getting tortillas. I was getting a bowl with double chicken.
Half rice, double meat, double beans.
Oh, you can do half rice?
Boom.
I'll get double chicken, hands down, son.
But you gotta wait till they do 1 scoop. See what their 1 scoop looks like? And
Yeah.
be like, nah, dude.
Hey, let me go ahead and get steak.
Let me get a
And then
second.
put it on. You want queso? Let me go ahead and get chicken too.
Yeah.
And then come back with that full scoop of steak.
Why do you have it down to a science?
Because that's how you get gains.
Like, watch this.
Yeah.
They try to skimp on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You
a
know, because they give you the scoop and then a little bit more.
yeah,
You say, hey, let me get double meat, chicken, and steak.
Yeah.
They give you 1 scoop of each.
Yeah.
So you gotta get that scoop and a half.
Gotta watch them.
Or, hey,
Why am I
if you want to be trifling, you call them out. Hey, bro.
just like that. Hey, bruh,
Yeah.
why am I finding this out 3 weeks later?
You should know this.
I know. I should be
I'm blaming
versed.
on Luke.
I should be versed in
Luke
it.
dropping the ball.
Bastards.
Yeah.
This is about Stephanie. Steph. This is about Steph.
Well, it's about him too. He was at nationals too.
What happened?
Ain't nobody got to know that.
Don't listen to
I ain't
him.
when it don't matter.
He did good.
You're in what is that? You're on Instagrams. It's a wrap. You're out there forever now.
Forever.
Yeah. Forever
Yeah.
ever.
Ever.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. So thank you for listening. Thank you, Stephanie, for being Thank you, Steph, for being on the show.
It's okay. You can.
I'm used to calling every human
fine.
being that I know.
It's fine.
I'm sorry.
I don't really care.
Ma'am. Call her ma'am.
Yeah, call her ma'am.
Shipmate. She likes shipmate.
Do not call me that. Do not call me that.
All right, so go check out Stellar Lady 85 on Instagram. Hashtag knife hands. She's giving knife hands of freedom.
Hashtag boss bitch.
How dare
That's
you?
me.
Look at this.
Strong AF.
She said she wasn't gonna curse, and now
Tried.
she's
Tried.
held out.
I did pretty good.
You're like that picture,
Yeah.
with the kid in class. She hasn't cursed in 5 minutes. But yeah, thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you again, Steph.
Thank you for having me. It was
All right.
awesome.
You got all your shout outs? Your coach?
Hashtag
Hashtag
Brute. Yeah, if you're ever in Norfolk, Virginia, come to Brute. Brute Strength Gym.
I don't think they'll miss it. It's the
They
only
better
strong.
not.
It's the only strong gym out here, isn't it? Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't miss it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. I'll see you next week.
Boom.
Bye. On a boom. Man.